I am Dr. Alan Pope Jr., and I am going to speak with you all today about mental health wellness and mental health well-being as it pertains to middle and high school students. I am a Florida native. I attended Florida A&M University and obtained my bachelor's degree in the area of psychology with a minor in political science. In addition, as a graduate student at Florida A&M University, I also obtained my graduate degree in the area of school psychology. I am currently practicing as a lead psychologist in a rural school district in the state of South Carolina. I have been practicing as a psychologist for about 7 to 8 years. I have had a variation of experience with little children as young as 2, and I have had experience with children and adults as old as 50, and children that range from middle to high school. So I have had a mixed variation of experience with students, adults, and children. Today, I would like to focus on 3 major points to discuss with you all, and I hope to accomplish and share information with you all that will help you be a successful student. The first point I would like to discuss is how to be a successful student academically and socially. There are a few things that you all as students must do in order to be successful as a student while attending school. You must first be prepared to be a student, meaning you must know what it takes to be a successful student. You must be prepared for class. You must have the materials that you need. If you need something such as maybe an iPad, or maybe your laptop, or your notebook, or maybe even your textbook, you must always have those materials present so that you, as a student, can be ready to learn. Next, you must always study the material that's given. The teacher is not going to teach you everything. You're not going to learn everything in the classroom. You must set aside time or make the time yourself to go and learn and obtain information that you may have not learned or picked up on in the classroom. Also know that it's okay to ask questions. If you're in class and you don't understand something, or the teacher may be discussing a topic that you're not familiar with, raise your hand. Ask a question. No question is a stupid question, nor a dumb question. You must always remember to complete all classwork assignments. Engage in classroom activities. If the class is doing read aloud, then participate. Volunteer to read aloud. Even if the teacher doesn't pick you, raise your hand and volunteer. Next, what are some typical things that may stress you out as a student? I know at this phase in your life, as middle and high school student, you all are starting to date. You all are establishing relationships with your peers, meaning who may be your friend, who may be your best friend, who may be your girlfriend. All of those are types of relationships that you all may experience while being a student in middle and high school. I'm also going to talk about social media at this point while mentioning relationships, because you all as students interact a lot on social media with your peers through instant message. You may post on each other's page or something, but be mindful and be conscious to know that information that you share, once it's placed on the internet, it's out there for the whole world to see. And that can be a representation of you. Also be mindful that when you're getting ready to apply for jobs or getting ready to apply to go to college, there are times where that particular employer or maybe that university advisor, they may go research your account to see what type of person you are on social media, or to see what type of information that you may display online. Mental health disorders. Mental health disorders can also impact you all as students. Typical mental health disorders that I notice within the school setting are anxiety and ADHD. I typically see testing anxiety, or I have worked with students who have had test anxiety. What I recommend to those students is breathing techniques. I conduct a couple of sessions with the student and I teach the student how to breathe, such as how to control their breathing by inhaling and exhaling properly. I'm not going to go into depth as to how I will teach those breathing techniques, but if you would like further information or if you would like to learn breathing techniques, please feel free to contact me at the email address I'm going to indicate at the end of the presentation. Next, trauma. You as students, you may have experienced some type of traumatic event, or when you were really young, something traumatic could have occurred to you that you may be aware of or may not be aware of. But always remember that someone is here to listen to you, whether it's someone that looks like me as a counselor or as a school psychologist, or whether it's your school counselor. It could be your mom, it can be your aunt, your uncle, your grandmother, your granddad, anyone that you feel comfortable with sharing how you feel or sharing information as to what's currently going on with you in your life or your well-being. Adults are here to help. Next, how to defeat daily stressors in a happy and productive way. As I stated at the first point, you must always prepare and plan for what's expected or for what you are expected to be or expected to do. Prepare, plan. Always remember, prepare, plan. That can help you in any situation because when you prepare, that means that you're getting your body ready. You're getting ready to receive what's expected to come. When you plan, you have an idea of what you're planning to do, how you're planning to respond, how you're planning to react. If you like knowledge in a particular area, research that area. You can research that area by using Google. I know you all are very familiar with Google, and it's probably like your best friend in this day and time. So research a topic if you have a question or a concern about a topic that you may not be familiar with. Research it through Google. Make time to read a book or a newspaper or a journal article. Anything that you may enjoy reading, just make time to have that time for yourself to read some information that you enjoy reading. Limit your social media interaction. If you're going through a difficult time or you're currently under stress, limit your activity on social media. You may see a post or a meme or something from a friend that you may perceive as being directed towards you when in actuality it's not. It's just the current mood or the current feeling that you're going through. And again, you must always protect your character on social media because it is a representation of you and who you would like to be. When upset or when you're under stress, take some deep breaths or go for a walk. A lot of times we may be in a particular setting that we're not comfortable in at the moment. If you would just do something as simple as remove yourself from that setting or go take a walk in the park, go take a walk down the street, maybe even take a walk around your house. Just remove yourself from that current setting or environment. I also know that during this time that you all could probably be very bored sitting at home because you don't have the social interaction of being at school with your friends. You all are currently being prevented from being able to play any sports or anything, right? But do know those activities do not have to stop. You can still use your social media to contact your friends. You can pick up the telephone, call your friends, text with your friends. You all like to use text messaging. So use any means that you can use to communicate with your friends or to ensure that you all still have a relationship and a social interaction. If you all choose to come in contact with each other, remember social distancing is very important to prevent COVID. Check on your friends. If there's a friend that you haven't spoken to in a while, or if it's someone that you know you speak to on a regular, give your friend a call. Ask your friend how they're doing, what's going on, what are they up to. You don't have to be at home alone bored. You all have plenty of means to communicate with each other. Also, you can also speak with your counselor. If you have a mental health counselor and you're experiencing some things during this time, reach out to your counselor. You can send an email. You can maybe even call. Reach out to your school counselor to get some guidance and to see what resources are available to assist you during this time while being at home, and also while being in the summer months. I know those can be very lonely times of being at home, especially if you don't have any social or peer interaction. Last but not least, journaling. If you have some thoughts in your head that you don't even care to discuss with other folks, or you're not sure how you feel about those thoughts, write them down in a journal. You can always come back to a journal and say, July the 1st, I was feeling upset. I was feeling very down. I didn't know how to feel about myself. And now it's July, let's say maybe July 5th. You can reflect back to that day and see how you were feeling. You can also reflect and look to see what were some things that you did that day to overcome your feelings. What are some techniques that maybe you can even share with a peer next time when they're feeling a certain way, or when they may be going through a breakup? You can also help share some insight to your peers as well, based on the techniques that you have learned or maybe even used or know of. Lastly, I would like for you all to share some feedback and to just provide comments as to what are some of the current things that you all are experiencing while being placed at home during COVID-19. Also share with me, how can we as educators provide assistance, help, resources? Let us know what are some things that we can do within our reach or within our means to help and assist you during this time while being at home. You can email me at the Pope Group LLC. That's THEGROUP LLC @gmail.com.